Will Peeps ferment? Let's find out. We've got 4 double packs of Peeps, 3 normal, and 1 Pop-Tart. We're just going to put them all in the fermenter. This is about 120, 130 degree water. We're going to stir this until it fully dissolves. This might take a little bit. I might as well start adding the sugar. We're going to add 5 cups of sugar to this. And keep stirring. We're going to add half a teaspoon of fermento, 1 pack of 71B, 1 teaspoon of Flashman's bread yeast, and we're going to stir more. Now, if you're wondering why I'm using 2 different yeasts, it's because the Flashman's bread yeast I'm kind of using more as a sacrificial. It'll help with the fermentation, but it'll also help give a boost to the 71B. The 71B will actually ferment higher and probably do a better job, but bread yeast is perfectly fine. You can ferment a lot of things with bread yeast. But as it goes, because this is oh man, this is still hot. I'm probably put that in too soon. I don't know, we'll see. 120 degrees. So yeah, I'll keep an eye on it over the next couple days because I probably put that yeast in too soon. It's still pretty hot, so I may end up having to add more yeast to it. Oh, but as I was saying, the reason I'm using 2 different yeasts is, one, this is really not the most hospitable of environments, so I'm kind of doubling up and hoping that there's enough yeast to like counteract the amount of preservatives that are in Peeps. 2, as the yeast dies, hopefully it's the bread yeast, but I mean if it's either one, they are very cannibalistic and they will kind of feed off of themselves. So it'll help with the nutrient level. Like I said, I kind of screwed up and added it when it's too hot, so I didn't think. I was thinking about making a video. The other nice thing about doing all of this stirring is when I heated it up, we did lose a lot of the oxygen that was in the water. So this is putting a fair amount of oxygen back into the water. And oxygen is good for the beginning of a fermentation. After you start seeing fermentation, you don't want to add oxygen to it. But in the beginning, the yeast use the oxygen to help propagate. It gives them a lot of energy to be able to go. And once they've used up all of the oxygen, that's when they start to go into the fermentation phase, where they start eating sugars and creating alcohol and farting out CO2. We are fully dissolved. All of the Peep eyeballs are still in there. That's just kind of creepy. Alright, before I do anything else to this, I'm going to go ahead and let this cool down. Now that it's cooled down, let's go ahead and check the gravity. Turbo. Sweetie. We're sitting at about a 1.1. We're probably looking at like a 15-16% when this is done. And we shake. Give it a good shake, it'll mix up all of the yeast in there. It'll also get a lot more oxygen into solution. We're going to airlock this and we're going to set it aside and we're going to let it do its thing. It's probably going to take a couple weeks to ferment out, but you don't have to wait, because here it is. This has been fermenting for about 2 months now, so it took forever. I'm just going to be honest, it just took forever. Let's give it a check, see where it's at. So we're just going to pull the airlock off and pull the lid off, set it aside. We'll give it a quick sniff. It actually smells pretty good. Kind of smells like the dry apple wine. Still a fair amount of CO2 in there, so I splashed myself in the face with the baster. Alright, let's see where we ended up. It looks like we're about 1.005. So it looks like it probably stalled out a little, but it did convert the majority of the sugars. This was a 1.1. So it's Probably pretty strong. Let me do the math real quick. It looks like it fermented out to 12.5 to 13%. So yeah, it fermented out really well. I'm quite happy with this. We'll go ahead and cap it while we taste it. We'll just use our sample for the taste. I am going to transfer this today. It's pretty clear, a little cloudy. Yeah, not really all that cloudy. It's got a touch of a cloud to it. There is what appears to be a Peep eyeball in it, or maybe that's just an air bubble. Nope, that was an air bubble. You know, surprisingly, that's not bad. Actually, that's pretty good. It kind of tastes like an apple cider. Quite surprising. It is got a little bit of a sweetness to it, which is good. I think it definitely needs that sweetness to balance out the booze to it. I'm actually quite impressed with this. I would recommend trying this. I know it's weird, but damn, this is actually quite tasty. Alright, I'm gonna transfer this to secondary to let it age longer, but I'm really quite happy with this. We're going to be using our cow stool to elevate it for our transfer. Alright, transferring is really easy if you use an auto siphon. You just put it in, you pump it up, and you let it flow down into the bottom. You do have to have this above your level here, otherwise it doesn't work. It works on physics. I am using the cap on the bottom because I do have a pretty good yeast bed in here. Transference! With the height difference, it'll actually transfer pretty quickly. This is a good way of doing it to kind of minimize the amount of oxygen pickup. You will have some loss from transfer. It's not really a big deal. Some people will try to tilt it to get every last drop that they can, but if you do that, you could disturb the yeast bed and you could move a bunch of that yeast over into secondary. So I'm not too worried about it. I did a little over a gallon, and this is a 1 gallon jug, so I may have done too much anyway. We'll see. And I'm going to stop it right there. Yeah, I didn't get it all, but that's okay. I'm not worried about losing this little amount. I'm going to go ahead and airlock this and set it aside and keep an eye on it. I'm really quite happy with the flavor. I don't think there's going to be any more fermentation happening. I may end up pasteurizing this as well. But for now, it's fine to go over and sit on the shelf. When I bottle this, I'll definitely set some aside because I would like to taste it as it ages. I'm serious. I'm quite happy with how this tasted. I'll do another video on pasteurization and bottling of this. Actually, I'll probably do a video of pasteurizing and bottling a bunch of different things because I've got a bunch of different things I need to pasteurize and bottle. Coming up soon, I'm hoping into this week we should be able to taste the Diddy's Prison Wine, but we'll see. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.